Alright, hello. Welcome to my first Skyward Sword stream episode thing. I have been looking forward to this for a very long time. Uh, and I'm gonna get going with this. So here goes. Oh, I I thought it started out with a cutscene. I guess it was just that. Well, here we go. I have been so looking forward to this. It's a little bit choppy, but I think it should be fine. Gonna go with just Link for the name, as I usually do. Ooh. I think this game also made, you can't really tell or feel it, but this game made really good use of the rumble as well, of the Wii Remote. I'll see if I can put I mean, I guess it wouldn't really convey, but it really does make a good use of the rumble. I think this was a very good game for the 25th anniversary. I know a lot of people really like to hate on it, but I really love it. Oh, that orchestrated soundtrack sounds so good through headphones. Normally I'm playing this on an old CRT, but just, oh, sounds so good. And I think to date, this is also one of the most cinematic Zelda games that have been made. Twilight Princess is a close second, though. This one also, I feel, really builds the relationship between Link and Zelda very well, as opposed to just throwing them in as complete strangers. It's sort of like what they did with Wind Waker, giving you a really good motive to want to do things. And of course, like nearly every Zelda game, it starts off with Link waking up from sleeping in late. Such a lazy, lazy guy. Another thing I hear people complain about a lot is the wing ceremony and uh, the difficulty of it, but I find it to be just fine. I mean, there's going to be a lot of me saying that, but I think this will be a good game to do here, because instead of just the usual commentary of, oh, here's this problem, Instead, it's going to be a lot of me saying, well, a lot of people find this a problem, but here's why I think it's not. Ah, here we go. Another thing I really like about this game is the sort of pastel, sort of painted in art style that it has. I really, really like that. And so occasionally I might zoom in on certain objects or something just because I think it's really, I really like the painted in art style. I think it's really cool, really different. And it's a good contrast to Twilight Princess that had the very sort of dark, very atmospheric art style to it. And a good contrast to Wind Waker that had a very cartoony art style. This is sort of somewhere in between, that it's very bright and vibrant, but it also has a semi-realistic art style to it. And I really like that. I feel like this gets the blending of it just perfect. Between the realism and the sort of stylistic. So now I'm gonna go get the other barrels over here, the other barrel, and I think I need to carry the pots in, but I'm not too sure. It might just be the barrels. But either way, this is a good way to get a few rupees early on. Just a few. I think this gives me, what, 20? I can't exactly remember, because it's been a good while since I've played this. I think aside from Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, this is the only Zelda game that I've played through more than once. No? Nothing? Okay. Bye. I guess that's that then. Okay, so I think we need to go... No, the front door is this way. Right over here. Okay. I also think the way that this game teaches you the mechanics is really good, and it's not really hand-holdy in it. And it doesn't really... It's a disguised tutorial. So it's not blatant that it's a tutorial, but you can tell it's a tutorial. But it's not blatantly saying, this is a tutorial. It gives you a good reason for having to do what you need to do in order to learn the game's mechanics, like climbing up walls and stuff like that. For instance, you go right here to the door, and you need to get out that way, but you can't because it's closed. So, you get told to look up here, and then you get taught how to climb. And of course, the usual C targeting. Or L targeting, depending on what game you're playing. Okay, I'm also gonna go save here really quick. Since this game doesn't let you save at any time you like, instead it, like Okami, has save points that you can save at. Something else people like to give this game flack for is the stamina gauge, and how sort of quickly it runs out, and how you're sort of limited in actions you can do. But then people also go on to praise Breath of the Wild for the stamina gauge, and this was sort of the precursor to it. They were still sort of figuring things out, sort of getting the hang of things. And I think this did a very good job of that, of sort of setting down the baseline for Breath of the Wild's more expansive stamina gauge that allows you to climb nearly anything, allows you to jump, stuff like that. I think this is sort of the first step towards making Link more mobile, as opposed to in previous games where you can just run around and jump on things. Instead, now Link can climb up things, grab onto things, do a whole lot of different stuff. And this is another little case here of just showing you how to do something, but not directly telling you that they're showing you how to do something, and I really like that. So right here it teaches us about climbing and how to leap on a ledge. And then right here teaches about pushing blocks. This is another very good tutorial for newcomers, since I think this game is a really good entry point in the series. Not only because of its placement in the timeline being the earliest, but also because it's not the hardest Zelda game. I'll give it that. It doesn't have a lot of challenge to it, and the challenge that comes with it is in understanding the motion controls and how they work, and being able to use them to your advantage. So, I think it's a really good entry point to the series. Granted, there are other Zelda games that I think would be better entry points to the series, like Ocarina of Time, for instance, would be a really great entry point. Same with Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, but I would put this up there with them as being maybe not the best entry point just because of its unconventional controls, but in terms of gameplay and difficulty, it's a really good entry point. And they also spared no detail in the game as well, so it looks very nice. It looks absolutely gorgeous. For instance, hang on, let me get to there in a moment. Something else I like is the interaction with citizens, and the sort of little quests you can do for them. With Breath of the Wild, you could do sort of the same thing in that a lot of different people you could talk to had a quest, but it didn't feel as personalized because there were a lot of side quests and a lot of people to talk to. With this one, it's a little bit different, because you have a lot of people to talk to, sure, around Skyloft, and just generally finding little secrets, but it feels more personal because the quests are more, instead of, hey, go find this object for me, hey, go do this, it's more of, hey, I'm having this problem, could you help me with it? And it feels more personal to me, at least. Another little detail that I like that they did, we just finished playing Ocarina of Time, so these symbols here should seem a bit recognizable as the Forest Medallion, the Spirit Medallion, and I think, I can't tell if that's the Light Medallion or the Shadow Medallion, but I think it's the Shadow Medallion. And there's another structure similar to this later, a little bit later in the game, that has the other half going along here, which features the fire, water, and light medallions. So I think that's a really nice detail that unless you look around, you aren't really going to notice that because it's up on the ceiling. So they really spared no expense in putting a lot of detail into this game and making it feel just right. Speaking of the wrap or the sailcloth, uh, that's one complaint I have about this game is I feel like it was very underutilized. I think it could have been utilized a little bit better and maybe put into maybe used in a few different puzzles. I think that would have been really interesting, having some puzzles where you have to land on certain platforms with it. Sort of, I guess, like the sailcloth in Breath of the Wild. I think that it could have been used a lot more like that, and I think it would have been a lot more interesting if it was used like that. But it wasn't, but it still set the groundwork to be used like that in Breath of the Wild. This is something I really like about the game as well. Instead of it just being Link caring about Zelda's safety, trying to rescue Zelda, it starts out showing that Zelda also really cares about Link's safety and about how Link progresses as a person. And it really shows in this one especially how their life just gets interrupted. And they sort of just get thrown into things against their will. With the other games, it feels more like a smooth transition into Link becoming a hero, but with this one, it sort of feels like Link really didn't intend for any of this to happen. I mean, not that he did in other games, but it feels more like a lot of really unfortunate and fortunate events just happen to fall into place that lead to Link just happening to be the hero in this one. Sort of like how it did in Wind Waker. And I think that this is a game, I feel like this game does that very, very well. something else I feel this game does very well is how expressive the characters are. And just how... they're just very expressive. I mean, in other games they're expressive as well, but I don't feel like to this extent of being able to show and express emotion. So I feel like it was very well written and very well animated in order to sort of show emotion like that. Just little things like like Zelda dragging Link off, and you see Link sort of struggling against her, like this. It just adds sort of how you can really sort of relate to and feel to these characters. We've all met someone sort of like Zelda, that sort of person that sort of pushes you to do more, or is sort of assertive to you. And it just feels very, very natural to me. Something else I really like is that in this game there is no princess, there is no sort of royalty or crown or anything like that. Instead, it's just normal people who were living normal lives up until something happened. Which I won't get into because I don't want to spoil that for people who haven't played this game yet. You are not the right person I'm meant to speak to, right? Are you? Oh, bird puns. Oh, fantastic bird puns. Lovely. I'm gonna shift how I'm sitting here because my leg's falling asleep. Okay, so I believe the gate down there is now open. Gonna save here since it's really convenient. Probably should scoot a bit closer as well. And here we go. There we go. Ooh, free money. I believe each of these usually has 5 rupees in it, which will be very useful later on. Once the Bazaar up here opens, which it's not open now. Something I will mention that I do think is a flaw of this game is it does give you health a little bit too often, which is something that's fixed in hero mode. However, you have to beat the game first in order to get to hero mode, which doubles the amount of damage you take. So basically it's like instead of starting with 6 hearts, it's like you're starting with 3, like most Zelda games. And it also removes any recovery hearts, so you have to use potions. It still is kind of easy, but I feel like it fixes one of the flaws at least. The other flaw now being that, well, lost my train of thought. The other flaw being that you have to beat the game first in order to access hero mode. And not only that, you also have to have a file that has the game beaten on it in order to access hero mode. And it only asks you if you want to start fresh with hero mode immediately after beating the game. So even if you have a file with hero mode on it, or even if you've beaten the game and you have a file, and you decide, you know what, I want to come back later to beat hero mode, you still have to go through and beat the final boss again in order to get to hero mode. And I think that's a big flaw in this game. Oh, that's smug grin. So smug. Something else I like about the music is it's very fitting, very thematic. For instance, the sort of heavy timpani and horns in this portray a sort of tough, sort of harsh sort of sound to it, while the rest of it is somewhat goofy, sort of very well portraying the character of Groose as someone who is... Let's go with this. Nice hair. Let's go with that. It portrays him both as someone not to be messed with, but also as just this goofy, overreactive character that's just really fun to watch. And the way they use this theme 3 or 4 times, the exact same theme, exact same song, but they change it up in such a way that fits the mood. This version is sort of more laid back, because right now Groose is on the defense, in a way. And so it feels more taken aback and surprised, or sort of like you've just been shocked and don't know what to say, so you're sort of just stammering for words, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to describe. But then it goes into this over the top, just overly romanticized theme that plays. Just the way these characters play off of one another. Oh, I missed this game so much since the last time I played it. Okay, so let's go check out over by the waterfall here. Whoa, 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 careful. Okay, there we go. Here we go. So it looks like we'll need something to cut those down. Which means we gotta make our way. Let me grab this pumpkin and just utterly decimate it first, though. Just decimate some pumpkins. Another little minor thing that just makes me a bit biased towards this game is, it kind of sort of introduced me to pumpkin soup. Which, if you've ever heard me, go on about it, it's one of my favorite foods. I really love a good pumpkin soup. So I'm a tiny bit biased, just partly because of that. And now we steal a sword. Skyloftian security, everybody. Leave swords laying about in unlocked rooms and unlocked chests. Definitely no one will come steal it. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. That feels good. That feels good. That feels good. Okay. Okay. Something else to note that I find interesting is these logs will turn to face you. Which is just... it's interesting. What? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Hold on. Nope. Nope. Okay. There we go. There we go. Nice. At times the controls can be a little bit wonky. But for the most part, I find them to be at least kind of responsive. Responsive enough, at least. Gonna adjust my screen a little bit, lift it up a bit since I'm gonna be moving about a lot, so let's do that. Okay. Nope, hang on. There we go. Nice. There we go. Ooh, I can use my shield to knock enemies on their back? Never thought of that. I'll have to give it a try. What's going on? Okay, let me do this. Are you... Okay, we're good. For some reason my nunchuck wasn't responding. Well, you see... About that. Only when I absolutely have to, huh? Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Only when I have to. Only when I have to. Only when I have to. Disclaimer, do not do not swing swords at people. Do not. Just don't. I probably will not be needing the Sheikah Stone. I might at some point. Just because there are some puzzles that I can't remember and might be very difficult. But I probably won't. Because I's smart. I can figure it out. Yeah. Of course, the real use for swords isn't only when you have to. It's this. You gotta break pots with them. Chop down the local shrubbery. Yeah. I also want to mention just how goofy Link looks when he's running with a sword. And how it just... It looks so goofy. Okay. Gonna put that away now. Gonna go ahead and, oh, yes. And this is why this game is perfect, by the way. Because you can do that. Just like that. Just gotta pick up the pumpkins and sling them all over. Here we go. On to the first little dungeon cave thing of the game. Here we go. Okay. Oh! There we go. And then I think there's something right down here. Yeah, right over there. That should be 20 rupees. Yes. I think... Is there anything over here? Nah, just some grass. I'm gonna ignore that for now. Ooh. Blue shiny. And I think I can only carry 99 rupees as of now. God, how many can I carry again? I can't remember. Soon find out, though. Just a bit of health. I think there's something somewhere. Right here. Here it is. Here's another little secret. Right up here. Let's open this wooden chest. And another 20 rupees. Then there should be something through there. Something I also didn't notice before is how little damage this sword actually does. It takes 2 hits to take care of those bats. Okay, I think it's actually 200 rupees is my max currently. So I should be good for a little while. There we go. Let's head on outside. Another good little saving spot here. Something else pretty cool is it's a little bit cloudy. You can sort of see islands off in the distance. The sky is very empty though, so that's a little flaw, but I don't mind it too much. I mean, it's the sky. For it being the sky, it's kind of full. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't look out in the sky right now and see a whole bunch of rocks floating up in the air. Hmm. 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 So, if it's a place that Groose is always hanging out with, you'd think we'd check here first. There it is. Come on. There we go. There we go. Very nice. And now we get a bird. A big red bird. It's like Epona, an Ocarina of Time, only flying. And also there's no warp song, so 10 times more useful. Hmm. Hmm. Are you sure? Okay then. Here goes. Smooth transition there. Love that transition. Okay, so you're sure my bird will come, right? You're 100% sure. My bird will definitely come. I'm pretty sure, actually, that this is an infinite fall, unless I call my bird. Oh, this theme. Oh. Ah. Oh my goodness. Oh, this feels so great to do this again. Oh, yes. Oh, that feels so natural. Okay. Wait. You don't know about me, but my loft wing is flung great. Was that an insult? did, did, did she just insult my flying? Oh no. Yes, I will save every chance I get. Unless I'm in a dungeon. Or possibly not every chance I get. Disregard everything I've said. I mean, you don't have to be so correct. That hurts. My indecisiveness is a problem, you know? I'm working on it. One of these days I'll be able to figure out what I have for lunch on my own. Could you imagine if it was The Legend of Groose? Now there's a game I want to play. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. It's racing time.
Hey!
I need to shift my sitting position again. Sorry. My leg just seems to fall asleep really easily. I should let it sleep more often. It needs rest. Oof. Okay, here we go. Nah, I'm good. I would go again for the joke, but like, it's actually gonna repeat the dialogue. The 25th anniversary of our fine institution. Could it be just a coincidence that this game was released for The Legend of Zelda's 25th anniversary? No. It's just a coincidence. It's gotta be just a coincidence.
Hey!
Okay. And away we go. Okay. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And away we go. See how quickly we can get there. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Careful. Nope, nope, nope. Other way. That way. There we go. Okay. Down. Okay. Oof. Just about had it. There we go. Oof. Okay. There we go. That was lucky. Flew right into me. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's hard to see through the wind, but that's a beautiful little statue. Oh no. Wait a minute, so Zelda's Loftwing was all out of breath and hurt and injured after having to catch Link. So why is it a good idea to jump onto Link's Loftwing like that? And you know, maybe cause the same thing to happen? Yes, the ceremony. The one that I definitely didn't screw up 20 times when I first played this. I can't remember. That just sits there, right? It doesn't, like... No, okay. For some reason I thought that there was a panel that, like, swung around and, like, swung the little statuette into there. But I guess not. Okay. Nice. I think that's one of the first times a Zelda game has ever called attention to the whole holding an item above your head thing and actually called it out for being goofy. Hmm. Uh-oh. 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 Oh no. Oh no. Ah! What is it with you and pushing me off of things? Well, here goes. Okay, land in the center. Last minute. There we go. Nice. First try. Yes. Goddess. Okay. Aw. Uh-oh. It's a tornado of darkness. Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. Link has the strangest dreams. Like, just the strangest dreams. It's like, I'd hate to have the dreams of Link, because that seems just terrifying to have dreams like that. Ouch. That's rough. Yes. But I think the impression I get from Link in this one is that he's just completely oblivious to any of that kind of stuff. I feel like this version's Link is just very aloof and very airy and just, like, half asleep all the time. Speaking of the dark and nighttime, that's another complaint I have, is that you never really get to actually explore the skies at night. I think that would have been really cool if you could do that, but it just doesn't happen. Which sucks, but oh well. Mysterious. But I think I'm gonna leave this episode of Skyward Sword off here. I'm not ending the stream, by the way. I'm just ending the recording, and then I'm going to start another recording. Yeah, the entire timeline in future games and past games. So many games depend on this one game. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the recording here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.